What is up, guys? What is up? We are about to get started. Wait for a couple more minutes. Hopefully we can get a couple people in here, you know? Hope you're excited. I'm excited. I'm very excited about this stream tonight because Bitcoin is making a move and big things are happening. Alright guys, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's see who I have here. Anybody? Just one. Well, it doesn't matter to me. I'm excited. Are you excited? Yeah, so, welcome to Crypto Soup, where we will give you a dose of some of the best ingredients in the crypto space. We'll do technical analysis, we'll do news, we'll look at new coins, we'll look at our favorite coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, Chainlink, whatever you like, we'll cover it. And, you know, hopefully we all learn and grow and build a good community here. That's what I'm going for. Tonight, we will be diving into two things in particular that I'm really excited about. Number one is Bitcoin doing the same thing it did in January right here. And also, is Bitcoin going to hold its dominance, or is Ethereum gonna come back? We'll check that out. It does look like Ethereum's trying to make a decision here, so we'll see. Maybe we'll get something cool happening live. Hopefully, right? So, yeah, that's where we're at. If you're just coming in, smash that like button, smash the subscribe. Let's get this crypto, guys. We're just getting started, so here on Crypto Soup, we'll take a look at the top 10 coins, the biggest gainers and losers, some news of the day, and there is some news out there, I do believe. So we'll be looking at these things and much more. I'm particularly interested to see if we're following the same pattern as we were in January. And if so, what does that mean for us? Where are we at right now? We will find out, guys. We will find out. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I need more music that isn't copyrighted. I've decided. Let me get this meme up. I found this on Twitter. I don't know who made it. I forgot, but I'll make sure to have that on the screen at all times. Let's see if I can get us some more music though. Anything. Okay. I'm good with that. So, guys. Bitcoin. Let's take a look. I had some targets set aside. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, see what it's doing, see if we're doing what we're doing in January, or maybe if we break to the upside and change altogether. But let's not be too surprised if we see a rejection here and it just continues the trend. Time will tell, but I think we'll be finding out here in the next few minutes and maybe hour. We'll see. We will see. Also, is Ethereum, is it making a move? Is it making a trend reversal? Guys, it certainly looks like it could be. We have some things pointing to that. Also, how's Link doing? Link's doing great, in my opinion. How's Synthetics doing? We'll take a look at all these coins. And many, many more. If you're just coming in, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Let's get this crypto, and here we go. So, top 10 coins of the day. Of course, number 1, Bitcoin. Number 2, Ethereum. Less than $1 trillion market cap. So Bitcoin has fallen below that $1 trillion mark. But as a whole, we're sitting at 1.5 trillion. Ethereum fell below 200,000, but is still in second place, right in front of Binance Coin. Binance Coin recently coming in for this spot, man. This third place spot has been hot. Okay, we've had Tether in there for a long time. We had Ripple in there for a long time. Now we have Binance Coin. We had Cardano in there. I think Polkadot was in there at one point. So it's getting spicy. It's getting very spicy. About our biggest gainers and losers. I'm sorry. Biggest gainers. ARM token. Has anybody here heard of ARM token? Raise your hand. I didn't think so. I mean, yeah, so let's see. ARM token describes itself as a group of enthusiasts who believe that every person can make a difference by supporting the vulnerable. The team aims to educate community members and sponsor beekeepers to purchase and keep hives in places. For every TARM income received from CryptoLance.io and TarmX Exchange, the team will invest 0.4 TARM to support the vulnerable. By using ARM token services, users will invest in the fields that support the vulnerable. Now, are they talking about people in need? Like the vulnerable among us? What is this? Freelance with crypto paying. Okay. So the vulnerable self-employed, the vulnerable of all ages. What kind of vulnerable are we talking about? Interesting project. Interesting project. Rank 2944. 70k volume. No market cap? I'd like to know more about that project. That's kind of interesting. And it looks like it's in the very early stages of development. Huh. Interesting, guys. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see about that one. We'll come back to it. ARM token. That's new. Okay. Arbitix. But that's huge, right? 1,500%. 69,000 in the last 24 hours. I mean, how does that stack up to its previous? I mean, it's not really mooning, right? It went from essentially, I mean, looks like they're, I don't know what happened here. We're gonna have to do some more research, but it almost looks like an initial offering. I don't know. If that's the case, that's huge. Nice, 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 nice. Oh, we got any gamers out there? If you're a gamer, come subscribe, smash the like button. I like me some games, although cryptocurrency's been much more interesting lately. Pomp network, I love it. Biggest gainers and losers, guys, nothing too crazy here. A lot of interesting tokens. Man, there are so many tokens currently sitting at 8,591. Top losers, Uberstate, Apiary. Apiary was a gainer the other day, if you remember that. Believer. Now there's an interesting one. 3 times short Dogecoin, 3 times short bread and breakfast. Banana.finance, guys. Banana.finance. Let's see what Banana.finance is. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I love this. It's a park domain. I need to see what Banana Finance is without the period. Is there bananacoin.finance? How is banana.finance already taken? With a coin cap of just 500 tokens, you can lay back and watch your banana coins ripen with value. We burn an unspecified amount of coins every day, along with a burn rate of 2% per transaction. What's more, you can use banana coins in exchange for development services. This is one opportunity you sure don't want to miss out on. Lowest supply quantity ever listed on CoinTiger. What the heck? The foundation of our digital future, guys. Coin burn. I don't know. I don't know. This thing is weird. Wait, is it moving for me? Okay, it is. Beginning of an idea. Okay, and then 2010. Vegetative development, website development kickstart. Now wait, there are a few things about this site that are throwing me off already. So I guess this is the year 2020, and this is 2021. Maybe. Or this was all, I don't know, this is all 2021? How? No, this has to be 2020. Yeah, this is 2020, so the coin is pretty new. Banana Finance, huh? Yeah, I see. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll keep our eye on it, you know? Packages. Interesting. Bronze package. Is this like... Our devs like to take no-nonsense approach when meeting with your blockchain. We aim to keep work impeccable. Here are the standard issue items that you can expect to receive when doing business with us. An ERC20, so it's built on Ethereum. Smart contract fixing, complete source code testing on Truffle. Huh. I don't get what stands out about this. I have no idea. Literally the only thing that's unique about it is in the swap, nano distribution. The only thing unique about it is that there's only 500 coins. So, and each coin right now is $300. So that's kind of interesting, right? Pretty interesting, guys. Pretty interesting. Banana coin. 6,400 Satoshis right now. It is interesting. I love that the market cap's 0. Liquidity 7. Huh. We'll take a look at that, but other than that, doesn't look like there's anything crazy with the biggest gainers and losers. ARM token is kind of interesting. Keep an eye on that one. Believer is a loser, but what is Believer? Pretty much the same thing as every other coin in existence. Guys, there are so many coins. That's why we like to focus on the top 10 here, right? If you've never heard of Bitcoin, you should get some of it. It's the #1 coin. Yeah, get some Bitcoin. Also, Ethereum has been sleeping, and you know, Binance is coming for it. Binance is coming for Ethereum and its dog. So let's not let that happen. We want all of them to succeed. Frankly, Binance coin is kind of shaping out to be better, faster, cheaper than Ethereum. But there is ETH 2.0, right? And maybe we look into that a little bit. Yeah, so Ethereum 2.0, what is it? Basically an upgrade to the network. It's not a different token, so if you hold Ethereum, you don't have to do anything. They're trying to make it more scalable, more secure, and more sustainable. One of the big ways they're doing this is moving to proof of stake instead of proof of work. Currently, you can mine Ether and earn some tokens that way. I'm mining Raven coin right now, but I was mining Ether, and there's just a lot of energy going into mining, right? Keeping the network alive. Proof of stake is better for the environment, better for sustainability. I guess that's what we like to see. The beacon chain. Yeah. Yep. This is the big update. Now we can see all these different like test networks, Coven, Rinkeby, the main Ethereum mainnet. So I suppose the beacon chain is live. Interesting, guys. The beacon chain, the beacon chain will introduce proofs of stake. This is a new way for you to help keep Ethereum secure. Think of it like a public good that will make Ethereum healthier and earn you more ETH in the process. In practice, it will involve you staking ETH in order to activate validator software. As a validator, you'll process transactions and create new blocks in the chain. It's like mining, except staking. Your computer doesn't have to do any real work. It's more of a connection to the network and creating a pool, right? Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And then shard chains will be the second ETH2 upgrade. They'll increase the capacity of the network and improve transaction speed by extending the network to 64 blockchains. The beacon chain is an important first step in introducing shard chains because they require staking to work securely. Eventually, the beacon chain will also be responsible for randomly assigning stakers to validate shard chains. This is key to making it difficult for stakers to collude and take over a shard. Well, it means they have less than 1 in a trillion chance. If you're wondering how hard it is to invalidate a staker pool, that's pretty cool. Okay. Good stuff, guys. Other news, Chainlink. Let's look at Chainlink news. Today, here we go. Let's check this out real quick. No? Okay, yeah, so Chainlink just got a big scalability upgrade with the mainnet launch of off-chain reporting OCR. So they just announced after a year of development and numerous security audits, Chainlink off-chain reporting has officially launched on mainnet, marking a major milestone in the scalability of Chainlink's decentralized Oracle networks. OCR significantly improves the efficiency of how data is computed across Chainlink oracles, reducing operating costs by up to 90% and enabling the Chainlink network to accelerate development of universally connected smart contracts, both in the DeFi markets and across various other industries. The most immediate benefit to DeFi and its users will be a 10 times increase in the amount of real-world data that can be made available to smart contract application. That is massive, guys. Yeah, so keep an eye on Chainlink. That was on the 24th, yeah, okay. Let's maybe peek at Chainlink's chart real quick, huh? Obviously everything's been following this pattern, but let's zoom out a little bit and look at it since July here, right? I mean, Chainlink's done exceptionally well. It's just finding new highs, retesting, coming above. I mean, it's looking really good, right? For being such a new coin. This is Coinbase, so what if we pulled up Link USD? I don't know, probably Binance has had it longer, and Bitfinex. Let's look at the history on Binance. October, here we go. Yeah, so here's its all-time history. Looking pretty strong though. Let's compare it to, actually, like this chart better. So I'm gonna axe this one, which was Coinbase, and replace it with Binance. Binance has more data. The more data you can get, guys, that's the advantage we have here in this space, is data. All right, let's take a look at, well, yeah, somewhere in here I've got Link BTC, don't I? I thought I did. Here we go. On Binance. Perfect. Let's also look at this. Link to BTC is a great indicator. Now if we compare just BTC to USD, look at how much more volatile this is in the same time frame. Let's try and get it better here for you. I want Link to be higher. Click Link. Okay. I mean, let's measure some drops here, right? And see how Bitcoin is doing against here. This will help. Link USD. Back to October of 2017. Bitcoin, October 2017. Bitcoin obviously having a huge run up prior to that. So, very interesting. Link Bitcoin. Let's zoom into the last year or so. Let's compare a Link to maybe Polkadot. Back in December. Let's get it right on December. There we go. I mean, these are two of the strongest coins, but the trends are generally the same, right? Binance only having, yeah. So, yeah, not a lot of data for some of these coins. Some are stronger than others. Some have been around a lot longer. You know, let's go to the beginning. Chainlink initially came out the gate at 37 cents. Saw a dump. 75% dump. That happens commonly on initial launch. They'll come out and just dump price discovery mode right here. Huge rally to the upside. Pretty much making a 1100% move to the upside, guys. That's crazy. So, huge moves, you know. Really early on, we'd have to look back at the history, but I bet you it's mostly following Ethereum because it is, after all, an Ethereum token. Let's go to today. Well, let's look at Link and Ether. Yeah, see how similar these are? Very similar charts. Only Ether didn't go up as high. Here. It looks more volatile, but it looks like it has more potential. Chainlink. Let's look at Bitcoin. I'd love to dive into Bitcoin a little bit here because we're looking at some pretty important things happening. On the daily, we are seeing bearish divergence. Bearish divergence here. On the MACD, a little bit overextended, but in the middle of a bull run. That can be okay, but the last bearish divergence we saw, again on the daily candles, the last divergence we saw here was in January when the dead cat happened and we tried to come back up. We found the top here and immediately dumped, found support around here, tried to retest, got resistant, well, got invalidated for the upswing here, found a lower high here, and just continued lower low until we finally broke out and started finding higher highs. That looks like a very healthy thing when you zoom out a little bit, right? When things are just going parabolic like this, you know, the faster they go up, the faster they come down. Let's look at Dogecoin, for instance. Dogecoin is kind of a special exception, isn't it? Actually, Dogecoin, when you zoom out, Doge looks very strong, right? Just barely coming under this 20-day moving average. So, Dogecoin, what's a good example here? Oh, Yearn Finance is a great example. As fast as it goes up, it must come back down. We just see these huge swings here and then coming all the way back down to pretty much where it was before the breakout, coming a little bit higher, even retesting that as support. So, and then a huge breakout right here, but again, coming right back even below where it was before. So when you have these massive rallies without any price stabilization, if it's just too quick, chances are we come back down faster, just as fast, really, just as fast as we went up. So, kind of interesting. Alright, yeah, so that's some Yearn Finance, but let's look at the total market cap. We've been seeing some good fluctuation here. The overall market cap, all coins combined, totaling 1.5 trillion. And, you know, we saw this big dump the other day, and we also saw it in January, right? Looking very similar so far. Looking very, very similar. But this is super healthy. This is sideways consolidation before breaking up again. Better than it just tanking, right? It's not tanking. It's finding support, bouncing off the support, retesting the support, finding strength, and before continuing to the upside. So these little corrections, very healthy. And, you know, when it's in these overbought territories and the fear and greed is at an all-time high and there's a lot of hype and euphoria, at these tops here, everybody's thinking, oh my goodness, we're gonna be rich, right? That's when the market needs to cool off, and that's when the bears step in and start selling, pushing the price down. And a lot of people don't want to pay this price for a coin, knowing it's probably going to go down. So, show the market cap getting a nice healthy bounce off of this 20-day moving average. Everything looking healthy. This would be ultra healthy if we saw this pattern repeat. In fact, it might even bring us better buying opportunity. This was a great buying opportunity. I would hold off right now, but we may see something like this where we come down even further before going up. And let's dive into the hourly, actually the 4-hour. I marked out some spots that were, here, I need to get to Bitcoin. But yeah, we see it broke through almost all but the bottom moving average. The 200 candle moving average here wouldn't go that low. So healthy dump and pump back up. But we got rejected right here at 51.5. Nice rejection. Everybody was saying it's going to dump again. But we found support again in this area. We found support and actually bounced. This time we bounced off the 100-day moving average right here. Healthy bounce, right? And now the question is, will we you see a perfect wick right here, perfect wick. This wick hitting the 20-day moving average. Previously it hit that and kind of got rejected, right? Came back down, and it's been oscillating in this channel. Not since then, but really just since it came up. It's been oscillating. Will it continue to do that? We'll know. My first, excuse me. First thing I'm looking for is, do we see a break above this moving average? And even better, do we see a break above, excuse me guys, hold on. Do we see a break above the other moving average, the 50-day moving average? They're converging. And we see bullish divergence on the MACD. Yeah, just interesting, right? So we could be seeing a trend reversal, or it could be faking us out. Let's look back at January, right? Look at this. A trend reversal. Bearish cross. These barely touch the 20-day and the 50-day. Just kissed. All they did was kiss. But when we saw them finally really cross in confluence with this, we get confirmation, right? And we go down even further. And we're now below the moving averages, finding resistance at those levels. More sellers than buyers. Buyers are down here, sellers are up here. So pushing that price down until finally breaking out. It won't go down any further, and the bulls step in and we start rallying to the upside. What I've been watching particularly closely is this trend here, this current trend. Now, I had marked this down here. This is a critical level, and I can't tell you why at the moment. Yeah, so what we're seeing here though is a very similar situation to January, and the answer to me lies, so we're looking at the hourly, right? We kind of bounced off this line of resistance here, which was the 200-day or the 200-hour and the 100-hour moving average in this point, and in this time frame. Here, I gotta turn off this music. I gotta turn that off. So we actually bounced off that and found support on the other moving average. Now we've come above two of these, the 20-day and the 50-day moving average. We've actually come above them right here and right here, and we're now testing them as support. If it finds support here, it's probably going to retest this moving average right here. And we see a perfect confluence with that too. All these moving averages lining up. The Fibonacci retracement levels lining up. I even have a line drawn there from previous highs. This is a huge point of resistance that we would need to break through to see continuation to the upside. So we can see here, this is a bullish cross, looking like it's going to swing to the upside, immediately got rejected, and now we're retesting this lower support down here. Key level to be looking at in the short term is this 49.6 level, okay? It's clearly shown strength before. It was finding support there, broke under briefly, came back up, and now I could see us retesting it. But currently, as we speak, we are looking at support from the 50-hour moving average. We see that change a little bit when we zoom out more. We're finding support in the 100-day moving average and resistance on the 20 and 50. Perfect resistance, in fact. I mean, it doesn't get any cleaner than that, right? So, clear support along this trend line and clear resistance up here. This candle just touching it barely, okay? So we need to break through here, or we need to break through here. If we look at January, it did the same thing. Okay, there we go. So in January, we were overbought, overextended, came down, retested, and we tested, oops. So we had a 28% swing to the downside here in January before coming up. Okay, and then an increase 22% to the upside here. Actually, that's not right. 20% to the upside before getting rejected. And this is also interesting. From the swing high to swing low to swing high again. This W pattern, potential dead cat pattern, we were looking at 4 days. 4 days time frame. Okay, let's go over here from the swing high to the swing low to a potential swing high, and let's go 4 days. Okay, this is where that puts us, all the way right here, right here, and it puts us potentially in line. You look at this line here. See that? We can draw a similar line here that we could come up and touch again before getting rejected. See, it was trying to reach its all-time high, but it got rejected pretty hard. We may do that exact same thing, where we come back up, retest the all-time high, or try to, before coming down even further. And then our price target in the short term would be 43,000, 42.7 is what I have marked here. Which lines up with these moving averages. It could be a little bit higher. It depends on if this is going to come back down a little bit, but it's pretty safe to say I would be expecting somewhere in this region right here. If we were to get rejected, come back down, you know, do something maybe like this before continuing to the upside. Now, if we succeed in breaking through here, then we're playing this out just as planned. We're going to see a continuation to the upside, retest this previous resistance before potentially swinging back to the downside. And all of this is incredibly healthy because we need it to cool off. It's been hot, right? On the daily, we are still overextended. On the weekly, we are very overextended. Very, very, very overextended. But in a bull market, you are. That's what happens, right? Even in January, when in January, it didn't cool down. It got wider and wider, and then it got skinnier. It never actually. So we're still in this bull market in the macro time frame. We're still in a bull market, guys. These little corrections provide us with sanity and knowing we're getting support at some of these critical levels. That's what's really making it able to go higher and higher. What we don't want to see is a quick jump to the upside, and then because just as fast as you go up, you're going to come back down. You got no support up there. By coming up here, cooling off, we find new support, and before continuing to the upside, retesting. This is just a very healthy pattern, looking really good, really good, in my opinion. That's some Bitcoin analysis on the larger time frame. On the smaller time frame, we are looking to see if we get validation or if we already got rejected. Here's a good. It's worth taking this line into consideration. Getting support from the 50-day moving, 50 candle. So this is a 50-hour moving average. Currently getting support there, but if we break below that, then we look at this. If we break below that, we look at this, and we might already be on our way to the downside. It looks like it got rejected in the same place that it got rejected for. We just saw candle wicks to the high, but never any clear support there. A couple wicks near that area, so we'll just take the candle closes, the top of the candle body, and we'll mark that as our point of resistance, because it does look like it's just tried to bounce through that 1, 2, 3 times now. It's tried to bounce through this. The saying is, the more times you test resistance, the more likely you are to break it. The more times you test support, the more times you are to break it. So we could be seeing the bounce already. Maybe we've reached our peak at about 51,000 approximately, and then we're getting a rejection now. And I would say if that's the case, that we see a confirmation. Now these are hourly candles. Let's go to the 30-minute and get crazy. Let's get crazy. That's what we're here for. Yeah, so pretty clear rejection, retesting now, but also finding support in on this moving average. Finding some support here. It's got more support here, and another line of support, which has been important in the past. We can see it here. Excuse me, guys. So I see that 49.5. If we break below that, yeah, we're looking at a trend reversal. The RSI is telling us we had a bullish divergence here earlier when we swung to the upside. It could cool off here, and we can even see this is starting to come back around now, right? So will it cross? Will this continue to come up and we see a cross? That's our true signal. I think we're seeing it play out right now. Yep, and we just broke through that. Let's see if we get a bounce off the 49.9. See if we get a bounce off the 49.9 level. It's so far, guys, looking like it's doing exactly what it was doing in January. Exactly. Okay. Just look at that, right? I wish I could. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take a snip of this, right? I'm gonna bring it over here so we can analyze it a little bit more. I mean, really similar, huge run up, bigger in January. It had a bigger run up, but then just a massive dump. Oh, I'm sorry, we're on Ether. That's why I was like, what is this? Bitcoin. Okay, that's better. Yeah, so pretty massive run up. In fact, we're still zoomed in. That's better. Okay, look at the similarity here. Very likely that we retest this key area, right? In fact, put money that we would hit resistance there, and if we would need to break to the upside and break through here before breaking out of this January pattern to the upside. Just very interesting looking at January compared to now. And we're on the 30-minute, so we just got rejected on a critical line of resistance. Got rejected at 51.9 or 51, sorry, about 51,000. And finding support now on these moving averages. So even though we just came down and broke below it, we're now seeing a bounce back up. Kind of confluent with these moving averages, right? Now it's retesting this moving average as resistance. So this candle needs to break above it for us to get confirmation that we may still be continuing up. Otherwise, if we get a confirmation below this line, we're going to see continuation to the downside. And that will play out. If we want to get really crazy, we can look at the 15-minute, right? 15-minute just gives you anxiety for the most part. Don't look at the 15-minute. It's so hard to make decisions based on these time frames, but you do get to see on a smaller time frame what's happening, and it's a very different picture than when you look at the daily or the weekly, for that matter. The daily looking much different, right? We're just in such a bull market. We've been in a constant uptrend. These healthy breaks to the downside are totally healthy, and they just allow us more space for altcoins, Ethereum, and other things alike. Yeah, so maybe we'll just do the exact same thing. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe. Maybe not. To me, it looks very similar and healthy. Ether. Let's look at Ether. Ether on the daily. Again, doing the same thing. Finding support. Look at this, finding support across the 20-day moving average for the longest time. It's just bouncing off the 20-day moving average. Oops. Let me get rid of this Fibonacci retracement. Okay. Yeah, so really just finding support here on the 20-day moving average for a long time there before finally breaking below it. And now finding support on the 50-day moving average. Getting rejected at a critical line here. So the question is, will this trend continue? But even Ethereum looks very much like Bitcoin in that regard. You know, you can see strong similarities. There wasn't such a dump though. In December and January, Ether really took off. It really took off with a bigger gain than Bitcoin did. So ETH to BTC, Ethereum to Bitcoin has been struggling a little bit, right? And you know, it used to be really, really strong against Bitcoin back in 2018. Ethereum worth a lot more than it is now. Been on a downtrend for a long time. Bitcoin kind of showing its dominance, but then recently this trend is starting to reverse, and we're starting to see ETH become worth more than Bitcoin. So that's kind of interesting to watch, but it also looks a little dicey, right? It looks like Ethereum could just be breaking down. It looks like a nice uptrend that we're seeing ETH to BTC, but it could also be, you know, we gotta kind of break these resistance levels here before we can see a further decrease to the downside. But as it stands, it's done a reversal here in September ever since Ether's been on the move to the upside. Let's look at some overall market cap. We're sitting at 1.5 trillion. Yeah, same thing. Let's look into, yeah, right about here. Oops. Yep. So these charts are all looking very similar. This is overall market cap. January 9th right here, coming down. Same thing here. In the altcoin space, see when Bitcoin takes these big dumps, the altcoin market is growing like crazy. So, and Bitcoin dominance shows us that. How much of the market cap is Bitcoin? We saw the peak in December right here, right? And Bitcoin dominance has been going down, consolidating sideways now, as Bitcoin kind of came back into the spotlight, but for the most part, losing dominance in the space. Meanwhile, altcoins gaining dominance in the space. No thanks to Ether, Link, Polkadot, Synthetics, right? Polkadot on the daily, looking so good. Looking so good, guys. So good. Where's January? Okay, this is what Polkadot did in January. It was coming up hot. It barely dipped down, found support on this 20-day moving average. Look at this 20-day moving average, just giving such solid support to Polkadot. Not really breaking much below that, wicked below it, yeah, but looking so very strong. So very strong. Polkadot, let's look at Cardano. Cardano also looking extremely bullish. A couple times seeing a break. But yeah, similar to Cardano or Polkadot, we don't really even see it break the 20-day moving average here. When it dumped, it's like, okay, we're back and new all-time high already. Let's go, let's get it. And it's just been sailing. Look how overextended we are on the daily. We are showing the market is kind of at the top of the cycle, potentially. We don't know that for sure. It could continue upward, but if we look closely, we can see bearish divergence on the MACD. These moving averages finally crossing, showing potential trend reversal, right? And we'll need further confirmation of that, but if it plays out, we would have to see Cardano retesting some of these moving averages as they kind of converge. So that, that could happen, and it could cool down, and that can all be totally healthy. Like even here, we were overbought at the time. If we really zoom in, we were kind of, let me remove my drawings. Yeah, back in January, at the top, overbought here. We came back down and let it cool off a little bit, and it almost looked like they were going to cross, but they didn't, right? It just continued. So, and then it did cross, right? Cooled off to the side, which was down, but then it crossed right back up the moving averages. We can see that a little more clear if we zoomed into like to the 4-day, or sorry, the 4-hour. Looking at the same time frame. If we look really closely here, we see the cross happen right here, and it just barely dipped below, but it came back up, so it reversed. The cross happened again, and it's just been bouncing ever since. So we haven't seen a true end of the market cycle yet. Like, we're still very much in the bull market. Bulls are in control. Everybody wants to get some Bitcoin. Let's look at Bitcoin again and see what it's doing. Yep, it is doing exactly what we thought. So it got rejected. It got rejected twice. It's consolidating. Got rejected here, and it got rejected here at the 20 hour, sorry. Technically be 10-hour moving average. So is it just going to consolidate here, retest? Yeah. The more times it tests this as resistance, the more likely it is to break above it. So, you know, these next few hours will tell us what's going to happen. If it breaks to the upside of this, we're seeing a trend reversal, and we've already seen some bullish divergence, right? This was bullish right here. Again, this is on the 2-hour time frame, but we saw the bottom here, and it's kind of been continuing on the uptrend ever since. It could cross back, and we could see it kind of dump again. That's what happened in January. Keep that in mind. That is exactly what happened in January. So maybe that'll happen, maybe not. Oh, sorry, I keep drawing on my chart. Anyway, as it stands, nothing too crazy. Dogecoin yesterday was crazy. Look at this run Doge did, just really going to the moon. Came right back. It was at its all-time, well, it was at its local high and dumped. Immediately came back, and has been riding on these moving averages ever since. That's a really strong sign for Dogecoin. And if you zoom out even further, it looks scary, right? It looks incredibly volatile, but was once volatility, has now kind of turned into strength, right? So we never really saw it dump. We were hoping it would go higher, right? And some of us bought at these peaks thinking Dogecoin is about to go to the moon, but it never really dumped. It's been testing these moving averages, and man, oh man, that makes Dogecoin look kind of strong. It's kind of scary, actually. Hard to believe that Dogecoin comes back and maintains so much strength here. Sideways consolidation, and always looks bullish here. And this is incredibly bullish. Got a huge bull flag here, a textbook bull flag going up. Oh man, it is incredible. Bitcoin is doing what? On the daily, sure. And the hourly, consolidating. Just consolidating, guys. Yeah, actually I kind of like this line. This is a fib level. This is not important. I'm trying to clean up a little bit. Yeah, I don't really need to worry about that. I would say this is a buy alert for me, but actually I would expect it to come up and retest this. I would be. I think if it broke through here, I might do a long. But anywhere down here, if we can see it dip back down first and do a long down here, that would be even better. But if it, in my opinion, if it breaks above this, we're definitely going to see it test this 56,000 level. So that's a good long to short here, and then come back down. That's kind of what the play I've been looking at. If it does this, comes above, finds support, continues to the upside, I'll be looking to put in a position right here and take profits right here. My 2 cents. Ethereum doing the same thing, Chainlink doing pretty much the same thing. Huge dump, but that's okay. Quick recovery. We're consolidating sideways, healthy movement, and we'll be good. Polkadot doing pretty much the same thing, a little slightly different. Cardano really trying to break to the upside, it feels like, right? Cardano looking a little bit stronger than Bitcoin, where Bitcoin saw a, let's see here, you know, a 14% move from its low, breakout low. Could technically go a little more. We'll say 15% swing to the upside, back to a 7% drop. Let's compare that to Cardano. say local high to local whole, 30%. Then local high, 16%, and really looking like it's getting a leg up and finding support. Getting a leg up, finding support. Getting a leg up, finding support. Looks like it's just a lot stronger than Bitcoin. Getting rejected, coming lower lows here, lower highs. That's a pretty bearish sign, and even the RSI is, yeah, I mean, this is on the hourly. We did see a bullish cross here, but already getting rejected, and I would expect this to do something like that, right? Depends though. Depends if we find support at 49.5. Synthetics. Nice bounce back up. Perfect W. Potentially dead cat, right? Potential fake out, and it'll just kind of come back down and dump. See? So Cardano's looking the best of all of them. Cardano BTC looking very strong, you guys. Very strong. Dot BTC not as strong, but might signal a good buying opportunity for us here. And let's look at bread and breakfast. Bread and breakfast is very, very, very strong. Okay. Atom, Cosmos Atom. Well, guys, I think it might just be me in here, so I wanted to do some technical analysis. Look for anything exciting, look at some targets. So, one more time, some targets that I'm looking for here. Looking for support at the 49.7, 49.5 level. If we see support there, we gotta come retest this resistance. If we break it, then I can see us continuing to the upside. And then my next target would be 56.7 approximately. Yeah, 56.7. Approximately, give or take. 25% or something, some small amount. That would be my next target, and I'd be looking to get into a long here, and I would probably short it here because we've got resistance, and at that point, if we do this, we're almost mirroring January. So I'll take my chances. If I short it, I'll put a stop loss right above that, so I don't lose a lot. Anything else? Stellar Lumens. What's Stellar Lumen doing? Also looking a little bit like a descending channel. Okay. Oops. XLMPTC looking pretty good. But on a big downtrend. Stellar Lumens to BTC. Bread and breakfast really, really strong. Sideways consolidation for the most part. It already recovered from its breakdown, right? It already came back. Now it's testing that as resistance. Atom's dumping. Is everything dumping? Bitcoin trying to dump? Not much. Not much. Nothing too exciting. I'm worried that that's a lower high. If that's the case, that we're finding lower highs and lower lows, then, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right here is what I've got my eye on, this line. At 49.7, do we get rejected or find support there? Litecoin, I suppose. Ooh. Litecoin looking a little bit weak. Litecoin also had a huge run, right? So just as fast as it comes up, it comes back down. But Litecoin's been really strong lately. Yeah, you see that especially with VeThor. Huge increase to the upside. pretty much retesting that whole that whole thing again, you know, and just kind of crazy to see it. What goes up must come down. Elrond looking a little bit weak, but maybe recovering. Again, Elrond did the same exact thing, went up super fast and came right back down. Matic has been especially strong. Guys, Matic has been very strong through this cycle. All-time high here. Just a little bit of a dump yesterday, and really already clearing its previous local high. So Matic looking extremely bullish. Algorand is a little on the weaker side. We're seeing a pretty clear downtrend here. Like to see a break up. Uniswap just as fast as it goes up, it comes right back down. Even came down lower. So you're in finance, same thing, struggling. You're in finance, struggling. And this looks like a dead cat bounce to me, where we're just gonna this thing flop. Uniswap, Aave, Raven. How are we doing with Raven? Raven coin looking pretty strong, actually. Raven coin's looking pretty dang strong. Sideways consolidation, just like we saw here. Sideways consolidation, and then another big run coming up, right? Could see that happening. I could see that happening very easily. Yeah, so Raven, Ocean not looking too special. How's the US dollar? US dollar mostly sideways. Dogecoin, huge. Dogecoin's back to where it was. Chainlink, about halfway from where it was. Chainlink looking to recover, but big news for Chainlink today, which should help its price. Ethereum 2.0 coming, which should help its price. All good things. And Ren has actually been exceptional, looking pretty healthy. We'll see. Ren has me a little bit excited. But another one is crypto. Right, crypto USD. What's crypto? CRO, right? USD. Yeah, let's look at Bittrex. Crypto USD, same thing. Came right back down instantly, but already recovering. Hopefully we don't see it break below that. Otherwise we might see it come here. But crypto.com, I would get exposure to this if I were you. It just has quite a bit of potential from the looks of it from crypto.com. If you've never used crypto.com, I would say do it. And with that, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Nothing else too exciting. Theta Fuel looking pretty strong, especially to the Bitcoin pairing. Theta Fuel showing incredible strength to Bitcoin. This is one to keep an eye out on. Yeah, that's looking good. Theta Fuel to US dollar, same thing, quick recovery. A little bit of a downtrend here. But that's okay. I think it looks like it might want to break up again. Look at this candle. I mean, just an insane candle. Wow. Alright. And gold. Gold's losing its value. Interesting. Look at this downtrend. Man, gold just been struggling. Silver probably getting stronger. Yeah. I was gonna say. Very interesting. I would put my money in silver right now. Alright guys, well that wraps it up. We'll take a quick peek at Bitcoin again and see if it did anything crazy. Sorry. Nothing too crazy, just getting rejected and retesting. But moving slow. Chop chop. It's fine. Actually, the longer it takes, the better. just an impatient person. Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in, and yeah, soup out.